Hello, friends, and welcome to the Curated Beauty Podcast, where we really bridge the gap between beauty and wellness and just becoming the boldest version of yourself. Today's episode is a little story with a little bit of sassiness and a lot of truth, so I just want to jump right into it. Recently, I was in Sedona, Arizona, with my COO, Julia. And let me just say, if you need someone to push you beyond your comfort zone and organize your entire calendar while doing it, Julia is your girl. We decided to go on a visionary integrator retreat because we just really needed to spend some time together in those two really crucial, important roles. And this really was supposed to be one of those trips where you're just reflecting and thinking big and getting aligned, all the dream stuff. And I think that, first of all, just taking a pause to appreciate where she came from in her role, where I was as a leader, that I say in quotation marks very loosely because I was not. I was the injector, and she came on as a receptionist, became my assistant, went to school, became an amazing aesthetic injector, and just with all of the strengths that I saw in her, she is the perfect complement to my visionary mind, and we're just going to do big things. So in the whole development of beauty culture and what it may be and what it may become, we have tossed around the idea of putting beauty culture in other places. One of them, I love, 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 love the ocean. I feel like my soul is at peace when I'm in or by the ocean. And she really loves the mountains. And we were like, okay, is there a place where we can both be and have access to the ocean and the mountains? And when we were thinking about a place to go on this vacation, I really obviously wanted to go to the ocean and just lay in a chair on the beach and think. She wanted to drag me to a famous hike on Devil's Bridge and go to the mountains. If you've never been, let me paint the picture for you. The hike starts out deceitfully flat. And in fact, we had done Soldier's Pass the day before, which was challenging. But, in the beginning of this hike, I was like, I can do this. I had gotten a couple of blisters from my hiking boots the day before. I was taping them up, using moleskin. And I was feeling myself. I was like, I can do this. And the scenery is unreal. Red rock, blue skies, the whole thing looks like just a desktop wallpaper. But then you think you've hit the top and you think, oh, that gathering of people must be it. But then there's another climb and another one. And then there's people trying to come down at the same time as you're trying to go up. There's dogs that are unleashed. I'm trying to save all the dogs from falling off of this mountain. It's like the metaphor for entrepreneurship just writes itself. And then finally, you make it to this infamous bridge. And I look across, and it is narrow, and it is majestic all at the same time. And it's totally Instagram worthy. I can definitely see why everyone wants to get there. And then you realize there's a line. Because everyone wants proof that they made it. It doesn't count if you don't take a picture. You didn't really walk on Devil's Bridge unless you have a picture to send to someone and post on these tiny squares of Instagram. And you don't just snap a quick selfie. You need to make friends with someone that you don't know, complete stranger, someone across the way, so that they can take your photos on Devil's Bridge. And in that moment, you're just waiting for your turn to be seen. So we're standing there, patient, respectful, and this group of older women is just living. Posing, switching outfits, doing tree pose, which I don't think they had ever done tree pose in their entire lives, taking their sweet time, group photos, individual photos, and you can feel the crowd's impatience building. And then someone shouts across the canyon, "Hurry up!" And this one woman out of the group, I'll never forget this, she turns towards this person or this area of people screaming, "Hurry up." And she looks straight at all of us in line, standing there, hot, tired from the climb, maybe thirsty, and says, "I was once where you are, across the bridge, and now I'm here. So shut the F up." Mic drop. The crowd was somewhat silent. I think a lot of our mouths were dropped open, and part of me was appalled for her and embarrassed for her, and part of me was obsessed that that's what she did, because that's what taking up space looks like. She stood alone. She was ostracized for her behavior. It was a little harsh to say those things, but she was right. She also stood in line and she was taking her time. And so I just think of the meaning of this moment where I, in the moment, actually thought that two women or a group of people were going to get into a brawl and that someone was going to fall off this mountain because I am terribly afraid of heights. But there are so many metaphors that I could do a TED Talk. But here's the one that hit me the hardest. As women, especially in this industry, we are so conditioned to rush, to apologize for our success, to shrink when we should be shining, to shrink when other people tell us that we're making them uncomfortable, to snap the picture and just get out of the way. And even when we've earned our place on that bridge and we've put the time in, we feel like we don't want to inconvenience anyone else. And maybe I'm speaking for myself, but something tells me that a lot of other women out there, this resonates with that people pleaser mentality where I don't want to be an inconvenience to anyone else. But let's be honest, if you've hiked the trail and you have scraped your knees and you have endured the blisters and you are dirty and you have built the business and raised the babies and stayed up all night studying peptides or hormones or marketing funnels, you've earned the damn photo. And you know what? Take a few extra. Change your outfit. Strike the pose. Ask for someone to adjust the angle because you don't like the picture. Because you didn't climb this far to rush the moment. So here's 3 big ideas for you. And this story ties in 3 major truths that I really want to pull forward today as I've reflected on this moment on my own. And I think every woman listening really needs to hear these. Number 1, the journey is sacred. Every climb, every pause, every time you had to turn back and start again from scratch, that's part of the story. And it deserves reverence. Stop rushing to the next goalpost after you've accomplished something. Honor the freaking mountain that you just climbed. Number 2, you don't owe anyone speed. Whether you're pivoting your brand, whether you're launching a wellness program, whether you're implementing one that I created, or you're reinventing yourself at 40 years old, there is no timer on transformation. You get to go slow. You get to savor it. You get to think, what is this teaching me in this moment? And number 3, you really deserve the spotlight. You were created so amazingly and just in so much wonder. This is the big one, okay? Reclaiming space is about unlearning the narrative that you should just be small. And this can come from a lot of internal messaging, a lot of messaging that you heard as a child, but you don't have to feel guilty for being bold, for being polarizing, for being brilliant, for being visible. I mean, visibility isn't vanity. It's proof that you belong in this world and is part of the world that you're in. So the framework here, how to stand on your bridge. Here's a 5-step framework for that concept. How do you stand on your bridge? So giving you 5 tactical ways for how to fully embrace the moment, whether that's on a bridge, in your business, or just in your life. Reflect on the climb. Before rushing to the next thing, journal or voice note what you've accomplished. Store it somewhere because we often forget the miracles that we've already made. Number 2, ask for the shot. Literally and metaphorically, don't wait to be discovered. Ask someone to capture you, to refer you, to promote you, or just to simply see you. Visibility is strategic and you are allowed to create and play that strategy. Number 3, take your time. Stop apologizing for being where you are. Your pace is not the problem. Time is not your enemy. The moment really is yours to embrace. And then 4, let the criticism come. Gosh, this is one that I've had to get so comfortable with. There will always be people telling you, hurry up from the sidelines. Learn to hear it, but not to absorb it. If they're not on the bridge with you, then they don't get a vote. Okay? They just don't. And that's usually the people that are, by the way, yelling, hurry up to you. And number 5, celebrate without shrinking. Take the damn photo in your bikini after you've worked really hard, in a place that you've worked really hard to be a speaker or an educational moment, in a dinner with a friend because you haven't gotten to see her in a long time, or a picture with your kids, ask someone to take a picture of you and your kids instead of being the one taking all the photos, and frame it and post it and tell the story. You are not bragging. You are modeling what's possible. So you don't owe anyone your silence. You don't owe them your speed. And you sure as hell don't owe them your smallness. You've hiked your own version of Devil's Bridge, or maybe even Devil's Bridge, and you don't need to rush the view. Take the photo, take your time, shut it all out. And the next time someone yells, "hurry up" to you, channel that woman's energy. And remember, you used to be across the bridge and now you're here. So if this episode resonated with you, screenshot it, share it, tag me on Instagram. My handle is @beautyculture.medspa. And if you're standing on the edge of your next big thing, whether it's a hormone consultation or a business pivot or working with the business coach, or just saying yes to yourself and a big change that seems scary and other people are judging you about it, do it. Do it. And I am really excited for you to grasp whatever that looks like. If it's a way that we can help you in a consultation with our team, if it is on that medical mind, then there's links in the show notes to do that. But until next time, keep showing up, keep shining, and keep curating your beautiful life.